Hey everyone, we're your student directors of the fall play, The Importance of Being Earnest. I'm Sophie.
I'm Belle.
And I'm Dylan.
And we are so excited to set the stage for you. In order to escape to his house in the city to court his true love, Gwendolyn Fairfax, Jack Worthing has created an alter ego of his reckless younger brother, Earnest. When his friend Algernon Moncrief finds out about Earnest, he decides to pose as Jack's younger brother in order to court Cecily Cardew, the love-struck ward of Jack, who's looking to meet a real troublemaker.
Dr. Chasuble is an unmarried reverend who is learned of all the ways of the ceremonies. Miss Prism is an intelligent teacher ready to show Cecily the ways of the world, all the while keeping her personal baggage hidden. And Bunbury. Wait, who is Bunbury? And Earnest?
Leading up to the scene, Cecily meets her dearest Earnest. But wait, is that Earnest? Algernon and Jack are up to something sneaky and they can't find a way out of it. Tricking people into love, being two peas in a pod, they have to figure out a way to get out of the situation, if they can. And without further ado, here's a scene from The Importance of Being Earnest.
Oh, Dr. Chasuble, you simply must get married. You are too much alone, and by so constantly remaining single, you have made yourself a permanent public temptation.
But is a man not equally attractive when married?
No married man is ever attractive, except to his wife.
And often, so I've been told, not even to her.
Well, that depends on the intellectual sort of views of the woman. Maturity can be depended upon. Rightness can be trusted. Young women are green.
Oh,
That depends. Horticulture. Fruits. Where is Cecily?
Perhaps she followed us in schools.
I shall go look for her by the fountains. You may wait here for my return if you'd like, dear doctor. Cecily is nowhere to be found. I shall go look for her indoors. Mr. Worthing!
Mr. Worthing!
We did not expect you until Monday afternoon.
I have returned sooner than I expected. Dr. Chasuble, I hope you are well.
Dear Mr. Worthing, I trust this garb of woe does not betoken some terrible calamity.
My brother!
More shameful depths and extravagance.
Still leading his life of pleasure.
Dead!
Your brother Ernest dead?
Quite dead!
What a rest for him. I trust he will profit by it.
I offer my sincere condolence. Were you with him at the end?
No, he died abroad, in Paris, in fact. I had a telegram last night from the manager of the Grand Hotel.
Oh, was the cause of death mentioned?
A severe chill, it seems.
As a man sows, so he shall reap.
Charity, Miss Prism, charity. None of us are perfect. Will the burial take place here?
No, he seems to have expressed a desire to be buried in Paris.
In Paris? I fear that hardly points to any very serious state of mind. You would no doubt wish me to make some slight allusion to this tragic domestic affliction next Sunday.
That reminds me. You mentioned christenings, I think, Dr. Chasuble. I suppose you know how to christen all right. I mean, of course, you are continuing christening, aren't you?
It is, as I regret to mention, one of the rector's most constant duties in this parish, though I have spoken to the lower classes about it, and they don't seem to know what thrift is.
But is there any particular infant in whom you are interested, Mr. Worthing? Your brother was, I believe, unmarried, was he not?
Oh, yes.
People who live entirely for pleasure usually are.
But it's not for any child, dear doctor. The fact is, I would like to be christened myself. This afternoon, if you've nothing better to do.
But surely you have been christened already.
I don't remember anything about it.
Miss, have you any grave doubts on the subject?
I certainly intend to have, unless you think I'm a little too old now.
Not at all. The sprinkling and indeed the immersion of adults is a perfectly canonical practice.
Immersion?
You need have no apprehension. Sprinkling is all that is necessary, or indeed, I think, advisable. Our weather is so changeable. At what time would you wish the ceremony performed?
Or I might trot round about 5 if that would suit you.
Perfectly. In fact, I have two similar ceremonies to perform at the time. A case of twins that occurred in one of the outlying cottages on your estate. Poor Jenkins the carter, a most hard-working man.
No, I don't see much fun in being christened along with other babies. It would be childish. Would 5:30 do?
Admirably. And now, I shall no longer intrude into a house of sorrow. I merely beg you not be too bowed down by grief. What seems to us bitter trials are often blessings in disguise.
This seems to me to be a blessing of an extremely obvious kind.
Uncle Jack! I am so pleased to see you back. What horrid clothes you have got on. Do go and change them.
Oh, my child! Oh, my child!
Do look happy, Uncle Jack. I've got such a surprise for you.
Who do you think is in the dining room?
Your brother!
Who?
Your brother Ernest. He arrived a half an hour ago.
What nonsense, I haven't got a brother.
Oh, Uncle Jack, don't say that. However badly he may have behaved to you in the past, he's still your brother. I will go get him, and you will shake hands with him, won't you, Uncle Jack?
These are very joyful tidings.
As soon as we were all resigned to his loss, his sudden return seems distressing.
Good heavens, Brother John, I have come up from town to tell you that I am terribly sorry for all the trouble I've caused you, and I intend to lead a better life in the future.
Uncle Jack, you are not going to refuse your own brother's hand.
Nothing will induce me to take his hand. I think his coming down here is disgraceful. He knows perfectly well why.
Uncle Jack, do be nice. There's some good in everyone. Ernest has just been telling me about his invalid friend, Mr. Bunbury, whom he goes to visit so often. And surely there must be much good in one who is kind to an invalid and leaves the pleasures of London to sit by a bed of pain.
Oh, he's been talking about Bunbury, has he? Well, I won't have him talk to you about Bunbury or about anything else. It is enough to drive him perfectly frantic.
Although I admit all the faults are on my side, I think Brother John's coldness to me is peculiarly painful. I expected a more enthusiastic welcome, especially considering it being my first time coming here.
Uncle Jack, if you don't shake hands with Ernest, I shall never forgive you.
Never forgive me.
Never, never, never!
Well, this is the last time I shall ever do it.
Oh, it is pleasant to see so perfect a reconciliation. I think it best we leave the two brothers together.
Cecily, you will join us.
Certainly, Miss Prism, it seems my little task of reconciliation is over.
You have done a beautiful action today, dear child.
We must not be premature in our judgments.
I feel very happy.
Algy, you young scoundrel, you must get out of this place as soon as possible. I don't allow any Bunbury in here.
I have put Mr. Ernest's luggage in the room next to yours, sir. I suppose that's all right?
His luggage?
Yes, sir. 3 portmanteaus, her dressing case, 2 hot boxes, and a large luncheon basket.
I'm afraid I cannot stay for more than a week at this time.
Merriman, order the dog called at once. Mr. Earnest has been suddenly called back to town.
Yes, sir.
What a fearful lie you are, Jack. I haven't been called back to town at all.
Yes, you have. Your duty as a gentleman calls you back.
My duty as a gentleman has never interfered with my pleasures in the smallest degree.
I can quite understand that.
Well, Cecily is a darling.
You are not to talk of Miss Caldwell like that. I don't like it.
Well, I don't like your clothes. Why on earth don't you go up to change? It's perfectly childish to be in deep mourning for a man who is actually here to stay with you in this whole week as a guest.
You are certainly not staying with me for a whole week as a guest or anything else. You've got to leave by the 4:05 train.
Well, I certainly won't leave as long as you are in mourning. It would be most unfriendly.
Well, will you go if I change my clothes?
Yes, if you are not too long. I've never seen a man take so long to dress with such little result.
Well, at any rate, that is better than being always overdressed as you are.
If I'm occasionally a little overdressed, I make up for it by being always immensely overeducated.
I hope you have a pleasant journey back to town. This Bunbury, as you call it, has not been a great success for you.
I think it's been a great success.
That performance was amazing. It made me already want to buy tickets.
And it made me want to talk in a cheeky little British accent.
Christina, you're in the show. You speak in a British accent, and hopefully a better one at that.
Nothing quite transports me like the magic of live theater. You know, many of us are athletes, so we know how hard everyone works, including in their postseason.
And for everyone in the play, this weekend is like our state tournament. All of our work leads up to these performances, and all our work is for these 2 shows.
So as you go out this week to support our Viking athletes, make sure to come and support our theater department as well.
And the tickets are a lot cheaper than the OHSAA tournament games. They are free for community members, while OHSAA is like $5 for students, and they're only $7 for community members. So please show your support to our crew and actors who have been working tirelessly to perfect that British accent.
And the show, they've been working a lot on the show as well.
And the show has turned out better than her accent.
Well, you'll have to decide that for yourselves this weekend. Friday's theme is Tea Party.
Best tea time outfit will win a prize, and there will be activities available both before and after the show, including a photo booth and Victorian nature.
And Saturday is alter ego night, so dress as your own alter ego or a famous one from pop culture.
We bid you good day, pip pip, cheerio.